Most people don't realize they are prisoners, locked in a cycle of their own thoughts, emotions, and past experiences. They wake up each day thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and repeating the same actions, expecting something to change. But how can it? If you want to live a new life, you must force yourself to let go of the old one. The problem is, we love control. We believe that if we analyze, overthink, and hold on to our past, we can somehow change the future. But here's the truth. The more you live in the past, the more you recreate it. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real event and an imagined one. If you constantly relive old wounds, your body stays chemically addicted to those emotions. You're not living in the present. You're living in a memory. And as long as you stay there, you will keep attracting the same experiences. But here's the good news. You are not your past. You are not your thoughts, and you are not your emotions. You are the awareness that can choose something different. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to break free. Letting go isn't about forgetting, it's about liberation. It's about releasing the emotional baggage that weighs you down and deciding, once and for all, to create something new. You have to train yourself to be present, to step into the unknown, to trust that a new future is unfolding for you the moment you stop trying to control it. Because when you truly let go, you don't lose anything, you gain everything. So I challenge you, force yourself to let go. Let go of the thoughts that don't serve you. Let go of the emotions that keep you stuck. Let go of the past that has no place in your future. And then live your life, not from the past, not in fear, but in the infinite potential of now. Because that's where your future begins. Most people believe that if they think about something long enough, analyze it from every angle, or replay past mistakes in their minds, they can somehow change the outcome. They hold on to relationships that have run their course, jobs that drain them, and emotions that weigh them down, all in an attempt to control what happens next. But the truth is, control is an illusion. The more we try to control life, the more resistance we create. We become attached to specific outcomes, believing that our happiness depends on things unfolding in a certain way, and when life inevitably takes a different course, we experience anxiety, disappointment, and frustration. This is because the mind craves certainty, but life is built on change. Nothing stays the same. Yet we fight against this truth, trying to hold on to what feels familiar, even if it no longer serves us. Ironically, the tighter we hold on, the more we suffer. Holding on to past wounds, betrayals, or regrets keeps us emotionally tied to moments that no longer exist. The past is unchangeable, yet many people live as if they can rewrite it by reliving it in their minds. They go through life carrying emotional baggage, unaware that this very act of holding on is preventing them from moving forward. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means freeing yourself from the weight of the unnecessary. It means understanding that true power comes not from control, but from surrender. When we release the need to micromanage every detail of our lives, we open ourselves up to possibilities we never imagined. We stop living in reaction to the past and start creating from the present. The illusion of control is what keeps people stuck in cycles of stress and fear. The moment you recognize that trying to control everything is an impossible task, you gain something far greater: freedom. And with that freedom comes the ability to truly live. Your mind and body are not separate. They are deeply connected, constantly influencing each other in ways most people never realize. Every thought you think creates a biochemical reaction in your body, triggering a cascade of emotions. If you repeatedly think stressful thoughts, your body responds by releasing stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, putting you in a state of fight or flight. This is useful in moments of real danger, but when it becomes your default state, it begins to shape your entire life. When you hold on to past pain, your body doesn't just remember the event, it relives it. The emotions tied to that experience, anger, sadness, fear, become chemically wired into your system. Over time, your body becomes so accustomed to these emotions that it starts to crave them, much like an addiction. This is why people often feel stuck, repeating the same patterns and attracting the same experiences. They don't realize that their body has memorized their past more than their mind has. Think about this. If you wake up every morning and immediately start thinking about your problems, your body goes right back into the emotional state of the past. You might be physically in the present, but mentally and emotionally, you are living in a past experience. And if you do this every day, your body begins to expect and anticipate stress, disappointment, or sadness. So much so that it will unconsciously seek out situations that reaffirm those feelings. But the same principle applies in reverse. Just as negative thoughts can create stress, elevated emotions like gratitude, joy, and love can change your body at a cellular level. When you start shifting your focus away from old, limiting thoughts and instead cultivate new, empowering emotions, your body begins to respond in kind. You produce different chemicals, fire different neural pathways, and signal your genes to express in new ways. In other words, you start becoming a new version of yourself, one that is no longer controlled by the past, but instead shaped by the possibilities of the present. The key is awareness. The moment you recognize how your thoughts and emotions are affecting your body, you can take back control. Instead of waking up and falling into the same emotional patterns, you can choose how you want to feel. And the more you do this, the more you rewire your brain and body for a new reality. One where you are no longer a prisoner of old emotions, but a creator of new experiences. Every single day, you wake up as the same person, thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and doing the same things. You follow the same routine, react to life in the same way, and tell yourself the same stories about who you are. Without realizing it, you are reinforcing an identity based on your past. Your brain is like a record player, and the longer you replay the same thoughts and emotions, the deeper the grooves become. Over time, your personality, your habits, reactions, and even your beliefs becomes a set of automatic programs running in the background. You don't even have to think about being yourself anymore. Your body does it for you. You wake up, remember your problems, feel the familiar emotions attached to them, and continue living the same predictable reality. But here's the problem. If you're always thinking and feeling the same way, how can anything in your life change? If your identity is built on a past version of you, then your future is nothing more than a repetition of that past. You aren't creating a new life, you're reliving an old one. If you want real transformation, you must break the habit of being yourself. You must become aware of the unconscious thoughts and emotions that are keeping you stuck and make a deliberate choice to change them. This means stepping outside of your comfort zone, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. It means waking up and choosing different thoughts, different emotions, and different actions, ones that align with the future you want to create, not the past you've been repeating. At first, your body will resist. It will crave the old emotions, the familiar stress, the predictable reactions. It will try to pull you back into the identity it knows. But if you push through that discomfort and stay consistent, something incredible happens. Your mind and body begin to work for you instead of against you. New neural pathways form. Your chemistry shifts. Your energy changes. And before you know it, you're no longer the person stuck in old habits. You are someone new, someone limitless, someone no longer defined by the past. So the question is, are you willing to let go of the person you've been in order to become the person you're meant to be? Because the only thing standing between you and your future is the habit of being your old self. Your subconscious mind is running the show, whether you realize it or not. It is responsible for 95% of your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, silently shaping your reality based on deeply ingrained beliefs and past experiences. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, your subconscious is filtering the world through the lens of your past programming. Think about it. How many of your daily actions are truly conscious choices? You brush your teeth the same way, drive the same route, react to stress in the same manner, and engage in the same thought loops, all without actively deciding to do so. This is because your subconscious has memorized these patterns and is simply running them on autopilot. The problem is, if these programs are based on limiting beliefs, past traumas, or outdated emotional responses, they will keep you trapped in the same reality, no matter how much you consciously want change. The only way to break free is to reprogram your subconscious. This doesn't happen through willpower alone. It requires deep, intentional work. The subconscious speaks in repetition, emotion, and imagery, meaning the thoughts and feelings you consistently reinforce become your new programming. If you wake up every day and focus on past failures, your subconscious will ensure you keep experiencing the same setbacks. But if you begin each day by visualizing a new future, practicing elevated emotions, and embodying the mindset of the person you want to become, your subconscious will start to accept this as your new reality. This is why meditation, visualization, and affirmations are so powerful, not because they are wishful thinking, but because they speak the language of the subconscious. When you repeatedly expose your mind to new possibilities and feel them as if they are already real, your subconscious starts to rewrite its old scripts. The neural pathways associated with past limitations begin to weaken, while new ones linked to empowerment, abundance, and transformation grow stronger. Your subconscious is not your enemy. It is simply a system running the programs you have installed over time. If your current reality isn't what you want, it's not because you are incapable of change. It's because your subconscious has been trained to expect and create the same results. The moment you take control of that programming, you take control of your future. When you consistently feed your subconscious new thoughts, emotions, and experiences, it will no longer be stuck in the past. It will start creating the future you actually desire. Right now, in this very moment, there is nothing holding you back. No past mistakes, no future worries, just the infinite potential of now. Yet most people spend their lives anywhere but here. They live trapped in memories of the past or anxieties about the future, completely missing the only place where real change can happen, the present moment. Your brain is wired to seek familiarity. It constantly references past experiences to predict what will happen next. If you've been hurt before, your mind expects more pain. If you've failed before, it anticipates failure. This keeps you stuck in a cycle where your past dictates your future. But here's the truth. The past is only alive because you keep thinking about it. The moment you stop feeding it with your focus and emotions, it loses its power over you. The same goes for the future. Most people don't realize that their anxiety about what's to come is nothing more than mental rehearsal. They imagine worst-case scenarios, unknowingly training their brain and body to prepare for those exact outcomes. But the future is not something you need to control. It's something you create in the present. When you shift your awareness fully into the now, something incredible happens. Your mind stops running on old patterns and your body stops reacting to past emotions. You enter a state of clarity where new possibilities can emerge. In this state, you're no longer replaying who you were. You are free to become someone new. The present moment is powerful because it is the only moment where change is possible. The past is a memory, the future is an idea, but now is real. Right now, you can choose a different thought. Right now, you can release an old emotion. Right now, you can decide to take a new action. And when you make this a habit, when you stop living in past regrets or future fears and start living now, you begin to reshape your reality. If you want a different future, don't wait for it to happen. Create it. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Because the life you truly desire isn't waiting for you in the past or the future. It is only ever available in this moment. If you want to create a new reality, you must stop living as the version of yourself that belongs to the past. Every thought, every emotion, and every action you take today is shaping your future. The question is, are you shaping it consciously, or are you allowing old habits, doubts, and fears to shape it for you? Most people believe that change happens after something external shifts. The new job, the perfect relationship, the financial breakthrough. They wait for the future to arrive before they allow themselves to feel happy, confident, or fulfilled. But this is backward. The future isn't something that happens to you, it's something you generate from within. If you keep waking up and thinking, feeling, and acting like the person you've always been, you will keep recreating the same results. The secret to transformation is living as your future self now. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change, you must first become the version of yourself who already has the life you desire. If you want success, think the thoughts and embody the confidence of someone who is already successful. If you want love, feel the emotions of someone who is already deeply loved. If you want abundance, stop identifying with lack and start acting as if abundance is already yours. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and an imagined one. When you consistently think, feel, and behave as your future self, your body begins to believe that future is already happening. New neural pathways form, old limiting beliefs weaken, and your energy shifts to align with the reality you want to create. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's rewiring your entire being to attract and experience a new level of existence. But this requires commitment. It means no longer waking up and identifying with old stories. It means refusing to let external circumstances dictate how you feel. It means breaking the addiction to past emotions and stepping into a new state of being, even before your outer world reflects it. The person you want to become isn't waiting for you in the future. That version of you already exists. But only if you have the courage to embody it now. The moment you stop waiting and start living as your future self today, your reality will begin to shift to match the person you've chosen to be. Force yourself to let go and live your life. Most people wake up every day believing they are free, but in reality, they are prisoners. Trapped in the cycles of their own thoughts, emotions, and past experiences. They cling to old wounds, dwell on regrets, and replay memories as if reliving them can somehow change the outcome. But the more you hold on to the past, the more you keep recreating it. If you want to truly live, you must force yourself to let go. The problem is, we have been conditioned to believe that control equals safety. We try to control outcomes, people, and circumstances, thinking that if we just plan enough, analyze enough, or worry enough, we can prevent pain. But this is an illusion. Life is change, it is unpredictable, fluid, and ever-moving. The more you resist, the more you suffer. The moment you surrender, truly let go, you stop fighting against the current of life and start flowing with it. And that's when everything changes. You see, your mind and body are deeply connected. Every thought you think creates a corresponding emotion in your body. If you keep thinking about past pain, your body relives it. If you keep worrying about the future, your body experiences stress as if that worst-case scenario is happening right now. Over time, this becomes a habit, a way of being. Your body memorizes stress, fear, and doubt, and before you even realize it, you are living in reaction to a past that no longer exists. But here's the truth. You are not your past. You are not your fears, And you are not your emotions. You are the awareness behind them, which means you have the power to change them. The only way to break free from the cycle of your past is to break the habit of being yourself. If you keep waking up every day thinking the same thoughts, feeling the same emotions, and making the same choices, how can you expect your life to change? The world isn't holding you back. You are. Your identity, your habits, your emotional addictions, they are all keeping you stuck in a loop of sameness. If you want a different future, you must become someone new, and that means stepping beyond your comfort zone and forcing yourself to think, feel, and act in ways that align with the life you actually want. But here's the challenge. Your subconscious mind runs 95% of your life. It is a collection of programs, stories, and beliefs that have been installed over time. If you don't consciously reprogram it, it will keep creating the same patterns over and over again. The good news? You can change the programming. Through intentional thought, emotional mastery, and consistent action, you can rewrite the beliefs that no longer serve you. When you stop feeding your subconscious with the energy of your past, it will start generating a new future. And that future is only accessible in the present moment, right now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, now. Most people live in either regret for the past or anxiety for the future, missing the only moment that truly exists, the present. But when you learn to be fully here, to stop living in memories or fears, you open yourself to infinite possibilities. Because in the present moment, you are free. You are not bound by what was, nor weighed down by what might be. In the present moment, you have the power to choose differently, to shift your energy, to rewire your brain, and to step into a new reality. So, what reality will you create? Are you willing to live as your future self today? Not next week, not when conditions are perfect. Now, if you wait for the world to change before you change, you will be waiting forever. You must decide who you want to be and then live as that person now, before the evidence shows up, before the circumstances align. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and an imagined one, so when you begin embodying the thoughts and emotions of your future self now, your body and mind will work together to make that reality inevitable. So, I challenge you, let go. Let go of the thoughts that limit you, let go of the emotions that keep you trapped, let go of the past that has no place in your future. Step into the unknown with trust. Step into the present with awareness. Step into your future now, not by waiting, but by becoming. Because the life you are meant to live isn't somewhere in the distance. It is already here, waiting for you to step into it.